Hi there. My name is Nuno, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Exeedme. And today I'll be talking about how we can bridge games to Web 3.0 ecosystems. Um, to give you a bit of an overview of what I'm going to speak about, firstly, I'm going to do a bit of a recap of what happened in the gaming industry and in the esports industry. And secondly, I'm going to dive deep into what are the current problems there and what are the answers that Web 3.0 can have to solve some of these problems. After that, I will explain a bit deeper how Exeedme is solving these problems. So, what is our approach? While I'll give some context about how other players in the industry are solving it, because there's no just one way to fight these problems. First of all, let me say that I'm really excited to talk about this topic because my background is in economics, and there was one branch in economics that I loved, which was behavioral game theory, that used to use games to try to understand how humans behave in the real world. And what we are seeing today is that games are not anymore experiences. Games are extensions of our economy. That's what games are, and that's what Web 3.0 is turning games into new ecosystems, new economies where we expand our life. So everything that I learned in the past is much more exciting now to see in practice and to see how people behave inside this digital economy. Um, the first thing that I would like to talk through is like just a bit of a recap what happened in game, and this is just trend. So in the 90s, that's when like the consoles really picked up. PlayStation sold in 1994, if I'm not mistaken, 100 million units, which was like insane. I remember asking my mom about my first Mega Drive around these years. Then with the internet in the end of the 90s, it's online play pickup, and there was like Sims Online, that was World of Warcraft that had like 10 million subscribers. Then there was one thing that we all have in our pocket, which is a mobile phone. And this was a breakthrough because mobile phone really is something that you can find across several economies, developed countries and countries in still in development. And it made gaming accessible to everyone. And this was a big trend. So people that never thought about themselves as gamers really turned into gamers. For example, my mom playing Candy Crush all night, and other games that popped up. So it really democratized the access to gaming, and with it surged the free to play model, where the publishers try to get the most attention they could from people, and monetize it through ads, or alternatively by selling in-game items at particular good times in the game. And there was another thing that really picked up during the times, which was esports. Uh, Twitch was the main impulse for the rise, because a lot of people watching their favorite content creators live there, so it was an authentic experience. And this made some games like League of Legends achieving their best tournament more than 100 million viewers, which really fights with big sports that have been in the industry for a long time, like the Super Bowl, which was the most viewed entertainment event. Um, 2020s brought a pandemic, and with the pandemic, what happened is that we all felt close at home, and we really needed to socialize, find new ways to socialize. So Among Us is just an example of how people started to go together, playing games. It was a fun time to start engaging with friends and family again, but at the same time to know new people, to meet new people, to meet strangers, and make sure that we can engage in new forms. And for me, this is the 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 catalyzer for what comes next. If we are all like playing games, if we are all doing things on games, this is what can create like microeconomies that develop from games. Uh, but games is not like everything good, or there are some problems, and one of the main problems is making money playing video games is really hard. In first place, just pros tend to make it, so it is like many industries, a pyramid where the ones that really sweat, that really have a lot of time spent playing video games and training, and really spend time as well flying to get to tournaments, getting the right gear, can make it to the top. For content creators, it's the same thing. You have to spend a lot of time like trying to get to the top, and when you get there, you can start really earning money. On the other side, there is this side of the predatory economics that came with the free-to-play model, where publishers and like the whole industry trying to capture your attention and to monetize it through ads, and keeping the biggest stake of the value of the gaming economy. Um, and on the last side, the games are economies that are closed. So when you play a game, you really try hard to gain the most in-game currencies that you can, the most in-game items that you can, that sword, but they get closed there. So once you get tired of that game, once you really don't have the time to keep playing that game, you don't have a frictionless way to make that items travel to other games, or at least liquidate them and get some value that you can use elsewhere outside the gaming economy. So how can Web3 fix these problems? That's the question that is posed out there. And play to earn, as you can see here, with Axie Infinity is the most known face currently of the play to earn model. That allows to finally don't allow just pros to make it, so allow everyone that plays the game to make some money doing it. That's the most important part. Like with gaming mechanics and on-chain mechanics, allow everyone that plays the game to start earning some assets to monetize the time that is involved, the investment that is made in the game. On the second part is the co-creation. And co-creation, Roblox is probably the first real catalyzer again of this co-creation environment, because gamers are invited to program the games while they also play those games. So it's really forming a game that is building that is built on gamers that help to create this future. Uh, but the next step to this is co-ownership. So is really allowing gamers to own a part of that economy that is being created, a part of that ecosystem, and a part of that game, in essence. And Web3 can bring this to the field. So in essence, having everyone that is playing the game to own part of this, and this is really important for gamers. You just have to go through Discord to see how vocal they are about changes they want to see in the games, what bugs should be really fixed first. So if you think about like how passionate they are about the games that they like to play, this will resonate incredibly with gamers, and it's really like the breakthrough to solve some of this problem of the siloed gaming assets. So making those assets also available for them and make sure they are liquid, they can be transferable, and they can travel across different worlds. So why do we have here AAA games? So we are really humble in a way as other players and many players in the field, most of them, saying that we don't know exactly how blockchain gaming is going to play like. So most of the projects that we know, they are developing their own blockchain game, or they are developing their own metaverse. But then what we see is that although there is an element of NFT ownership of the items that are part of the game, when it comes to the gameplay and to the user experience, most of the games opt to go through a centralized solution, so that the game is enjoyable in a sense, and recognize this from an early beginning, that this user experience and this gameplay have to be really fluid. And so games and publishers, studios would have to develop a more, they would have to do a trade-off between decentralization and centralization, so that gamers could come out. So in our approach at Exeedme, what we say is basically that there are so many games out there that are massively played by millions of people, that we can introduce them to the benefits of having a blockchain ecosystem on top of it, and creating an additional layer on top of it, so that gamers can be educated about the advantages of the security, about decentralization, about ownership. And so Exeedme is a competitive layer on top of AAA games. So on the bottom, you have games that have to have certain degree of openness. So either they have an open API, or either they have self-hosted servers that could be used to integrate it in the platform. They can't be a fully closed game. Otherwise, it would be really tough to integrate them, and it wouldn't be probably the right game to integrate in a platform that is looking for a future that is much more open and much more decentralized. And what we created at Exeedme is two things. We create competitions on top of these games, and we create play to earn mechanics, so that gamers earn by playing these games. But we don't want to stay alone. So on top of Exeedme, what exists is what we call hubs. So we invite tournament organizers, we invited professional teams, content creators, communities, anyone that has a huge group of gaming friends, to create and craft their own tournaments, craft their own play to earn mechanics, so that they can build on top of the ecosystem. So in the end, what we are trying to do is to bring new earning opportunities for gamers themselves, but also for organizers on the other side, which can be anyone really. So at Exeedme, we have several player versus player competitive nodes. We have direct challenges where you can one versus one. You can do like, for example, you can play against me, and you can put a stake on it. So in essence, you can put 10 USDC as you are going to win against me. You can't put a stake on another game. You can just put a game on your own game with your own team, either individually or with a team. Then we have tournaments, and we have knockout and round robin tournaments that you can play to earn prizes either in cryptocurrencies or with NFTs. And we have leagues, and we have ladders. And this allows to have more earning opportunities. So in essence, we have the play to win mode, as I explained, which is in essence like, if you stake a certain amount and if you win, you are going to win the full stake there. But we introduced all gamers to the play to earn mechanics. And what we introduced was the game mining. So game mining in essence means that if you stake a certain amount of Exeed, currently 400 Exeed in the platform, for every game that you play in the platform, for all the activity, you'll be earning more Exeed. So if you are looking for passive yield, you don't go here, because if you don't play games, your exits are going to be stuck there, and you are not going to earn anything. But if you are a gamer and you really want to activate those exits, that's when you start to earn. And like, it doesn't matter if you win or if you lose a game, you will be always earning. And this is very important for us, because if you are creating a competitive layer, we need people to be there. We need players to play against another player. They can play against the environment. They have to play against players. So players that are there should be rewarded for being there, and they should be rewarded for their activity. Then we have other methods like referral bonus. If we invite more friends, you'll be earning more. And we have NFT drops that I'll come to that in a second. But so what is our path so far? Where are we? Um, in May 2021, we launched our open beta with CSGO. And at peak, we had 3,500 gamers online, which was incredibly insane. Um, and until today, we had 4,000 lobbies played on the platform. Then on July 2021, that's when we launched the game mining feature that I just spoke about. And this is really about active yield, as I was explaining, and currently is available multi-chain. So it is available on Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, and Polygon. And we have this really approach of being multi-chain and allowing for an interoperable future as well. So listening closely to the community to understand like what chains they are using, and also allowing for interoperability in the sense of allowing currencies and NFTs in the future to flow from chain to chain. Then on August 2021, we launched COD Warzone, and this was a breakthrough in terms of exploring cross-platform. So finally, you could be playing on your PC, Xbox, or PS5, while you will be earning. So you'll be game mining. So it is a play to earn uh, on any platform that allows for you to play COD. So you can be playing on your PlayStation and still earning your Exeed on chain. And that's something that we're really proud of about, and really brought a lot of users. So currently we have 20,000 users registered, and a lot of them came because of COD and this freedom of playing cross-platform. On September of 2021, we got validation from traditional esports industry players. And so we did a partnership with Master League, which is a tier one tournament organizer. They organize the biggest tournament of CSGO in Iberia, and they have access to over 1 million viewers per season. They decided to create their own gaming hub and run their digital qualifiers on the platform, which was really important for us. And it didn't stop there. So they wanted to take it to the next level, and create an entertainment experience for the fans that follow the tournament and that follow the players that are there. So we end up doing a license deal for the past 7 seasons, um, where we crafted the best plays from the players that played on those seasons. We did a first drop, 10,000 packs that were sold in 18 minutes. It was a major success. And all the players and teams that were part of these moments were involved to engage in their community. They all have their own NFTs. Some sold it, others are doing giveaways, others are holding and collecting more moments. Um, so but before I keep speaking about these moments, which in essence are like what Top Shot is doing for the NBA, that's what we are doing for the esports scene. The best thing is probably to show you a presentation, a quick video of the introduction of these moments.
He's gonna win the round. There's no time. Oh my God, Ryback, are you kidding me?
So I think this is a quite good overview about what are these moments. And it's really important, like, to engage with the fans that are part of these tournaments, and they spend hours watching the streams, on the social networks, trying to 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 get their the pro players that they follow to the next level, helping them. So this is like a really cool way of doing a collection of the moments of their favorite players and their favorite competitions. So what's next? Now that we've built an infrastructure for organizing all types of competitions at scale, now that we have built a Web3 ecosystem that supports play to earn, that supports engagement with fans through moments, what can we do next? And what we will do next? So now we are doing on-chain crowdfunding esports tournaments, and this is starting right now in November, to solve also a major problem that we saw in the space. So there are a lot, as esports has grown, there appear to be a lot of bad actors in the space that typically promise some big prizes but end up not paying them, and this can be surprising, but it really happens in the space, even with pro teams participating here. And at the same time, even the biggest tournaments take a long time to pay teams and players, sometimes 6 months since the tournament has been closed. So we saw some space to do something that is really engaging, and it involves the players, involves the teams, and involves the fans all together in the same place. So we are giving a base price pool ourselves, Exeedme, putting a base price pool that allows everyone to have confidence that is going to occur, and then we are crowdfunding it to fans. So basically, you can buy packs that involve team collectibles, that involve the players collectibles, players cards, and then it involves the future moments of the best plays that are going to happen on that tournament. And all the sales of these collectibles go to increase the prize pool, and some go directly to the teams and to the players. And you can see all this on chain. So it's fair and transparent. Every player is going to have a wallet, every team is going to be a wallet, and everybody can see how money is being handled on chain. So that we are super excited about this. Teams and players are super excited about being part of this. So I ask you to pay attention to what is coming. The first one is for CS:GO, but that is the concept that we want to spread out to multiple games. Then after this, what we'll be doing is a launchpad for NFTs in-game items. So in essence, giving the opportunity, now that we have the gamers on the platform, and these gamers are already educated about what is blockchain, what is crypto, what is an NFT, how does this work, we are going to introduce them uh, to NFTs that can be used inside the game. And this could be an excellent opportunity for indie game developers to access the gamers, those gamers that I just mentioned. So it's a perfect match, and that's how we want to support the blockchain gaming world. And after that, we'll be launching blockchain gaming competitions. So after the centralized games, we will be also integrating some blockchain games and launching some competitions. This game that you see here is not by doesn't happen to be here by mere chance. This is a game that we have on the platform. It's a casual game. We call it Cryptoverse, and it has been you don't earn anything. It's just there for people to have fun, and like more than 6,000 people have already played. So let's see what we can do with it. So just a quick recap about everything about our strategy and about what we see being made in the space. So we started with AAA games. We got all that massive audience. We introduced them to play to earn mechanics and NFTs on top of competitions that happen during these tournaments. now we are evolving to create transparent on-chain crowdfunding tournaments that involve the fans, the amateurs, the pro players, the teams, everyone together to have a stake in the competitions. Then we'll be evolving to the NFTs that turn into in-game items, and in the end, we'll be not in the end because this never ends, honestly. But we will be integrating blockchain gaming competitions. Also, something that we are really that we really care about is in this last part is how everything gets to be interoperable, so that games that you play on chain and games that you play off chain then create the ownership of either cryptocurrencies or NFTs that can be used across different chains and across different games. So creating like a platform that has that firstly in mind, so that we avoid having any siloed assets for you to play. And the last but not least, if you want to join our community, just go to our Twitter. Our Discord is very active, or either our Telegram. We want you to be part of the Exeedme revolution. Thank you a lot for your time.